Hello, Stampers. I don't know about you, but sometimes during the month of December or even November, I forget all about all the occasions that happen during winter other than Christmas. So today I just thought we'd do an anniversary card, and we're using the really cute Beary Cute Stamp Set. And I just thought we could get some more use out of this other than just Christmas. So here we have the bears, and we're going to do a reverse image so that we have a bear facing a bear so they look like they're kissing. How cute, right? Perfect anniversary card for the winter months. So let's get going. So we're going to start our project with a 3x4 piece of basic white cardstock, and you can find all the dimensions for this card down below this video. Just click show more and you'll see them all down there, along with the links to the products that'll take you directly to my online store where you can shop with me 24/7. So first thing we're going to do is our background, and we're going to put our big moon in, and we need a mask for that. So I'm just taking a couple pieces of Post-it note, a double layer. I like to use a double layer. It's easier to punch. And plus you don't have to worry about color seeping through them from your inks. So I'm just going to punch this out as much as I can out of the sticky portion of the Post-it note. And there we have that. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to put it on like right in the top center. I'm going to go up almost to the top. I have a little bit showing there, about 1/8 inch. And this is a 2 3/8 circle punch. Okay, so I have my mask on there for our sun. I was calling it a sun, but actually it's a moon because this is a night scene. So next we're going to put our sky in, and I'm going to start with Starry Sky. This is a really pretty blue. And we're going to be using a blending brush for this. And while I hold down this is sticky up here, but there's no sticky on this side. So I'm just going to hold this down with my finger as I do this with a circular motion. And I want this sky to be pretty dark. I like my colors to be vibrant. Okay, so I want this to go down just to below that moon mask. I'm just catching the very bottom of the cardstock right below that moon, and just so we get the full shape there of that moon. So we have that in. That was super simple. And again, that was Starry Sky. So now I want to put some color in my moon, so I'm going to take this moon mask off. And I'm going to take a blending brush and some balmy blue here. And I'm just going to add some in my moon. You don't have to put it everywhere. I just like to use a circular motion, have some darker spots and lighter spots. So it looks more like the moon has, like, you know, water and land or whatever. Kind of blotchy. So we have that done. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment on here. And I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black for this. And I took the sentiment out of the Everlasting Beauty stamp set. This has a nice happy anniversary in it. But you can use, you know, any anniversary stamp you have, or, you know, just put love or whatever sentiment you want up here. But this is what I'm using. Just going to stand up so I can do this. And I'm going to try not to rock my stamp. You know, you hate when that happens. So, happy anniversary. There we go. So we've got our sentiment on. And now I think I'm just going to go ahead and do my trees. I have some scrap basic white here. We're going to put this background to the side for a moment. And I'm going to stamp these trees. This is the outline for the trees, and this comes out of the Beary Cute Stamp Set. I'm going to stamp the outline with Memento Tuxedo Black. I'm going to stamp 2 of these. So there's the outline done. And then for the color of the trees, we're going to use Balmy Blue. And then we have this stamp here that stamps that. That way it looks like it kind of has some snow on these trees. And I'm staying with my theme for my winter scene here by stamping these in Balmy Blue. Here we go. We got a couple trees. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and cut these out. These are easy to cut out. Do you like fussy cutting? I'm all about fussy cutting some days. It's relaxing, especially if you're doing a bunch of them and you got them in front of the TV. That's something you can multitask and do, I think. Listen to an audiobook. So there's one. We'll just set it aside. Got this other one here. This is a great way. Doing an anniversary card with this set is a nice way to get some more use out of that Beary Cute Stamp Set. Anytime you can get more use out of your set, I think that you make your stamp set more valuable. Don't you think? So there's our second tree. Put it aside. All right, now I want to just stamp a couple bears. Let's see here. Got another scrap paper here. And with my bear, I'm going to use basic gray. Now I need a bear that's that stamps, you know, just stamped on here. And I'm using basic gray because it's water-based. So there's one bear. Then I need one that faces towards that bear. So I'm just going to take a piece of window sheet, and actually this is a piece of the plastic that came out of a stamp set. A lot of the clear stamps that you get, they have these plastic pieces in there. So I'm just using one of those. But you can certainly use a window sheet if you don't have that. And you're going to have to do this real quickly. So I have my clear sheet here. I know it's hard to see on this paper. I'm going to ink my stamp up with basic gray. I'm going to stamp the image on here. Quickly going to turn it over onto this sheet and give it a rub. And you have to hold that sheet really tight. And there is our bear image on there now. It's really light, but I can see it well enough that all I have to do is take a fine line pen, and I'm just going to trace over it. It only takes a second for this bear just to trace it out. He's so cute, or she is. This is going to be our female bear. And there's not a whole lot to her. Add a couple dots here on her backside like the other one. There, all traced out except for we have a little ear here and the little eye, and then I'm coloring the nose in. So there is that image. And now I just want to do some shading, I think, on this bear. So I've got a light smoky slate, and I'm going to use the little narrow end, and I'm just going to add some here on its little bum and the underside of the image. This is just going to be like a shadow. And I'm going to do the same to this bear over here. And then I'm going to go right down this leg and down this leg, maybe right here. Okay, now we need to put some scarves on these characters. I'm going to use Starry Sky for my little boy image, and I have the scarf here. So just loading Starry Sky on. I'm going to stamp this on my bear's neck. And I'm going to just clean my stamp there for a second on my scrap paper. And for my female, I need to do a reverse image of this scarf. So I'm going to take my little plastic sheet here. I'm going to ink my little scarf up with Melon Mambo. And I'm going to stamp it on my plastic, turn it, flip it over, put it where I want it on the bear, give it a rub to transfer it. And now I know where it is. And I'll just be able to take a Melon Mambo marker here and color in that scarf. Because that transfer gives you the light image, but it's so easy to make it darker with a matching color. You could do this with any color that you have a marker in. There we go. There's her little pink scarf. Isn't she cute? Okay, now we just need to cut those images out. Okay, I'm back and I've got my two images all cut out. Cute, cute. I think I'm going to take my pen though. I'm going to separate the top of the head here where that ear is. There we go. Just so it makes a little more sense. Okay, so we have our two images and I'm going to put a little shadow for their scarves. So I'm going to get my smoky slate light marker out again, and I'm going to add some of that smoky slate underneath the top of the scarf and behind each of the little legs to the scarf there. I'm going to do the same for this image also. There we are. So there's our two bears and they're all ready to be put on. I'm going to trim this one's ear just a little bit. So you can make little corrections to them. We have our main panel back out here. I'm just going to use some multi-purpose glue and adhere these little bears on. You use whatever adhesive you like. Such cute bears. Such cute. And now you know how to do a reverse image, and you can use that technique with so many different things. I kind of snuggle their noses up there against each other. There we go. I'm going to take a basic white panel and trim this panel out with it. And this panel is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So it's just going to have a little bit of white going around this panel to make it pop there. Here we are. Cute little bears, all snuggied up. Okay, now for our other pieces here, I have a basic white card base here, and I have it landscape. So it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then I folded it in half to create my quarter card. So inside I have a 4 by 5.25 Starry Sky panel and a 3 3/4 by 5 basic white panel. And then I'm going to take another Starry Sky panel that is 4 by 5 1/4. So I took the Starry Sky panel and I ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. This is a beautiful folder that has snowflakes and dots on it to so you have like a lighter pattern on it up the top, and then you have like a lot of snow down here at the bottom. So you can kind of customize where you put your panel at in your folder to see how much snow you want. Like if you want more snow, have it down towards here, less snow up here. I had it more towards the bottom here, and I have it facing up towards that Stampin' Up logo, and then I run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I already have that done. So here's my emboss panel, and I'm going to adhere this onto the front of my card. Oh, how I love that Starry Sky color. So pretty. Then I'm going to add our main panel on here. I just center that up on the front of our card. There we go. And since that one panel is textured with that embossing, I'm just going to flip this over and give it a rub just so we got good contact with the adhesive on the front. Okay, now we have our trees here. We need to put those on. And for our tree trunks, I have 2 pieces of basic white. They're a 1/4 inch by 2 inch each. And I'm going to take a dark balmy blue marker here, and I'm going to just color half of each of these with this balmy blue. This will look like there's like snow stuck to 1/2 of our tree base here, tree trunk, because that's what these are going to be. So we have, I want the dark side towards the outside edge of the cardstock on each side. So we have those 2, and we're going to adhere them on. I'm just gluing them right on the panel here. And I kind of got it half off and half on that main panel. Whoop. There we go. There's one. There's the other. And now we can just adjust our trees where we want them. I want to make sure they don't come out further than what the cardstock is there. And I'm going to pop these up. So I'm getting some Stampin' Dimensionals here. I'm just going to put 4 dimensionals on each one. Probably don't have to pop them up, but I think it just adds a lot to the card when you do. Some glue on my hand. Thing's sticking to me. Okay, so we have the dimensionals on there. And I'm going to take these trees up to the top of the main panel. And I want to make sure it's in far enough it's not sticking outside of our card here. I want it flush with the card base. There we go. So there is our one tree. Just makes them look like they're sitting amongst the trees, snuggling up. Okay. This one out here. They don't have to be exactly the same height. They are trees. So you don't have to worry about how tall they are. You know, they can be different heights. So there is our card all finished. I hope you enjoyed this project and that you give it a try. Thanks for joining me today. As always, toodles!